Wait, I thought we were doing a dance off.
Well, you did the special guest thing, so the dance off got canceled.
Okay, all right. What's up, guys? We have a very special guest here. Tran, CEO of Vemanti, is on the Power Hour live with us. And Jason, I don't know if you know the story of how this came about, but it was like all of financial Twitter ganged up on me on one day. And I got it in the morning. I looked at my notifications, and I had maybe 200 mentions saying, all right, VMNT, you need to get Tran on the Power Hour. You need to hear about this business. It's an amazing business. People even made memes. I'll pull that up. We can play my favorite one in a minute here. But Tan, what's up, man? Welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Good morning. It's a pleasure. And I was just listening to you guys. It was so refreshing the way you conduct your business. It's just congratulations and thanks for having me.
Tan, we're for the people, by the people, and the day of like when GameStop was halted for trading, we were the place that everyone turned to because we had the CEOs of every brokerage on, and we had the people right involved with it. It's a new way of interacting, giving people what they want when they want it, and letting the community ask questions. And that's how we've done it. And hopefully it'll soon grow and be on other platforms, but this is what we're doing. We have a strong community of investors that are here, about 20,000 each day. Hopefully they'll be, on our site, we have 1 million each day because we get about 15 million people. So I don't know. Anyways, it's about Tan, not about us.
Why million, Jason? Shoot for 1 billion.
Yeah, exactly. 15 million is not enough. You're right.
Think bigger.
Yes.
The whole planet.
$1 million.
Yeah, good job, Luke. Okay. All right, Luke, I'll let you take it away. I know you're excited for a lot about this company. So you want to take it away, Luke?
Yeah, let's take it away. And actually, Jason, hang out for another minute. Let's start it off with this one. This is what somebody sent me this morning. What was? Oh, I got added your screen. You had mine on. Hold on. There we go.
Lucky I wasn't on the other site.
Yeah, no kidding. Look, so we have some fandom around this one. Right, you got the Benzinga logos in there too.
Who made this?
Shout out to UNJA on Twitter.
Love this. Hire this person. Nice memes. Do you see that, Tan?
Yes, and I just want to take a moment to. One of the reasons we're here, guys, is because of our strong base of shareholders. And they've been very, very patient, very supportive. And I just want to take a moment to thank all of them. And I just want to let them know that we're just getting started. Just stay with us. And you're going to be, I promise that I want to take you to places you've never been to before.
Well, I got to know. I got to know more now because I technically don't own the shares. And I've been buying up a lot of stocks the past few weeks. So when the market went down, I bought up a lot of stuff. And so I got to hear this one then, because the meme is what got me interested in what Tan just said.
All right, we'll have to do a full run this weekend, Jason. There's a lot that I got sent when we announced that Tan was coming on. But Tan, I guess getting us started, tell us a little bit about the business, what you guys do, how you were able to attract this fan base, etc.
I'm going to give you two versions, okay, and you tell me which one you like better. The first one is this. Vemanti Group is a technology-driven company that looks to be active in high growth and emerging markets. Our core strengths are in technology development and investment, and we drive growth through investment in early stage companies, especially in the fintech sector that have market viable products and post revenue. Now that's the first version. To me, that sounds pretty boring. Right.
Yep. I'm with you a little bit with that on that one.
Yeah. At Vemanti Group, we believe that access to financial services is key for economic and social development. Therefore, everything we do is about advancing financial and social inclusion. And we are focused on delivering financial products to the unbanked, underbanked, underserved adults and businesses in emerging markets of Southeast Asia and Vietnam. And the way that we do that is through ESG focused and impact driven fintech companies in our portfolio. We work with company founders and entrepreneurs who are passionate about changing the status quo and care more about solving problems for real people, instead of just building something cool. And at the same time, we bring all these opportunities to our investors, and especially the investors here in the US. So that's what Vemanti Group is about.
Okay, so one thing you said I absolutely love, right? It's about building real products for real people that actually solve a problem, right? Versus just building stuff that's cool. And teasing everybody out there in the chat, I've got a new page on Benzinga.com. We're trying to make this the best dividend page on the internet. We'll get to that in a little bit later in the show. So Tan, it's financial products for people in Southeast Asia. So are these banking products? Are they lending products? What sorts of products are they?
Banking services, right? So the bottom line here, look, is that everybody needs banking services. They don't need banks. They just need banking services. It comes down to just the core functions of banking services, like the ability to send, receive money. And then on top of that, the ability to spend, to earn, and to invest. So that's what we're looking to do. What we're trying to do right now, I mean, from the top down, you look at the Vemanti Group right now, you think, wow, this company, they have actually a pretty ambitious goal, but all they have right now is just one fintech company in their portfolio, basically just a lending shop. I say, well, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it a different way. It's saying that we have just one lending shop in our portfolio, is just like saying that Amazon just have one bookseller in the 90s on their ecosystem, right? What we're trying to do from a macro level is that we're trying to create a digital ecosystem throughout Southeast Asia, especially Vietnam first. It's because the entire region, if you've been following the news and different articles that talk about the region, Southeast Asia combined with 10 nations combined is actually the 7th largest economy in the world right now. And in 20 years, it will be the 4th largest one, just behind the US, China, and Japan. But at the ground level, there are so many growing pains, economic pain points. 70% of the adults and the small businesses don't have access to credit, don't have access to financial services. And that's what Vemanti is about. We're about solving problems for real people and real businesses. And earlier I was talking about how we are out to create a digital ecosystem. How do we do that, Luke? How do we do that?
Yeah. Because how do you go from, like you mentioned, you've got one firm now. How do you make that leap? Why should people put conviction in you to make that leap, et cetera?
Right. So everything starts with the first step. I mean, you're out to build a castle. Everything starts with one brick at a time, right, Luke? The way first of all, I mean, is human driven. We are out to create a solution for real people. I mean, by humans, for humans. So the easiest way to connect to people at the human level is to give them access to credit. So lending, when you start up in the lending space, in the finance space, that's the easiest way to engage with people, right? People, at the end of the day, look, people don't care how you do it. They don't care what technology you're using. They need access to credit and how you deliver to them, whether you send it in cash, wire transfer, ACH, they don't care. So our objective here is to engage as many people as possible to create that on-ramp to our ecosystem. And then slowly, once you have that human connection, the trusted relationship in place, you can start layering on other products and services. Now, we started out in Vietnam as a proof of concept, and that's in the SME space. Now we are venturing into the consumer space. I can't really talk too much about what's going on.
Can you give us a little sneak peek?
Yeah, we're actually, we're actually looking at a very, very huge acquisition right now. That's going to take us north of 20 million plus in revenue, and that's going to basically set us apart. And this company, because I'm under strict confidentiality agreements, I cannot talk too much about it. But this company has already over 2 million subscribers in their ecosystem. Now that's in the that's in the consumer space, and you're probably wondering, well, you're in the SMC space because earlier you said that you really want to make an impact while you're in the consumer space, right? Well, we're in the consumer space because we also want to focus on socially responsible financial products. Yes, we're doing lending in the consumer space, but we're not so interested in giving people to buy that next iPhone or that the new pair of shoes. It's more about like for education purposes, for medical purposes, for that special event you have in your family, for home improvements, things like that. But step back a little bit, Luke. What I'm trying to create here are just data points, actually. Right? My ambition here is to create a digital ecosystem throughout Southeast Asia. So I'm in Vietnam, which let me talk a little bit about the entire region, and you can read more about it here. The entire region, or in all countries in the region, they're averaging at least 5% GDP growth every year, Luke, with Vietnam pushing 7-8%. Everybody was impacted a little bit by COVID-19, but things are back on track. And Vietnam and the entire region are still projected to be, growing very strong for the next 20, 30 years. So we're getting started in Vietnam. We're in the SME space. We're venturing over to the consumer space because I'm looking at, this, like I said, just entry points, data points. And I'm looking at into other countries as well, like Indonesia, because Indonesia and Vietnam are the two biggest fintech markets in Southeast Asia. Now, what exactly does it mean that I'm creating data points, right? Right now, we're giving people access to financial services, but in order to create what I call stress-free financial products and services, you need to know ahead of time what they need, what people need, where they need it, when they need it, kind of like, knowing exactly and prepare the products and services for people before they even know what they need, right? I'll give you an example. Like if we see like our loan performance dips a little bit during holiday season, we know that's because people are out spending. So it takes them a little bit longer to pay back the loans. So comes around October, we'll be coming out with new products like the buy now, pay later approach. We have the user base. We have the market. So we're very flexible to come out, to launch any kind of product and services.
Okay. And let me give you a couple questions that we have out of the chat. I've been jotting them down as you've been going. But I'll just rattle them off, and then you can go in whatever order you want. But crypto blockchain, can you talk about how that is a part of the business? 30 million in financing. Where is that at? And is that used for acquisitions? And then there's a lot of questions about the acquisition that you can't really talk about. So maybe we won't dig too deep into that one. But I guess crypto blockchain, 30 million in financing.
Crypto blockchain. Well, at the end of the day, like earlier I said, that we look at technology as a way to streamline, to automate, to make what we want to do more efficient. So blockchain, we're actually very, very high in blockchain, and we are doing a lot of we're in a lot of discussions with a lot of partners right now to implement blockchain in our ecosystem. Bitcoin is doing well. I mean, that's a good thing because that the entire industry is getting a lot of attention. But for us, Bitcoin is still just a store of value. It's not really practical in a commercial usage standpoint. We're looking to implement blockchain for all the features, for all the benefits of blockchain, like scalability and security and transparency, etc. But we're looking beyond that. We're looking at how can we take advantage of this technology to create sort of like our old digital currency. So for the purpose of cross-border transactions, to make it easier to send money and to receive money and to get paid, just basic financial functions that people expect. So we're looking at implementing that pretty soon. We're looking at launching a blockchain project with Vemanti branded stablecoin or another coin. Now,
and a follow-up question on that somebody's asking is if Tezos is still the target network for the coin.
Oh no, we looked at Tezos. We look at different, the biggest challenge right now in the blockchain community is the cross-chain functions, right? It's hard to jump from one chain to another chain. So we look at different technologies on how to make that more seamless. Ethereum's getting a lot of attention. 1.0 is not really efficient enough for you to carry a lot of transactions. 2.0 is a lot faster, but it's still fairly expensive.
Far away.
At the end of the day, Luke, is all about the amount of transactions you can carry over your blockchain. Right? If it's too slow, too expensive, it's not really practical. Technically, yeah, it's superior, but again, we're out to solve real problems for real people. And so we're looking at blockchain. We're talking to different partners. We looked at Tezos. We also look at a bunch of other blockchains as well. At the end of the day, we'll look at the risk reward factors and decide which one, what makes the most sense to implement. Now, the $30 million question.
Yep.
That
big
is
number.
That is very nicely. That all that money is being deployed as we speak at the ground level to help the SMEs, which is our main mission here, is to help the underbanked and underserved SMEs. But so that's going very nicely. But right now I'm focusing on, okay, I got the SME space going. Now I'm turning on the consumer space because that's a new piece of my puzzle. And then I have several pieces in place as well that I can't really talk about yet because we were working with partners and we're under strict NDAs. But at the end of the day, the idea, the vision here is that by the time we're done, we'll have a comprehensive network of different financial products throughout Southeast Asia. So you can sort of like it's going to work very similar to like an Uber app, Luke. So from the top down, the app looks like agnostic. But you really do a drill down on it, it's different. It works different. It's actually localized. Depends on the location you're in which country you're in. So we have to do a lot of, what I call regulation engineering because of the lack of infrastructure and supported regulation in Southeast Asia. So we have to do a lot of regulation engineering to avoid getting hit by the regulators. But the point here is not to evade. The point here is to be creative so we can launch the product and services and help the people that we want to help. But at the end of the day, that's, we want to be able to provide digital banking services for the masses without being a bank. Maybe it comes to a point that we'll have to, be a bank ourselves, but it's not going to be an actual bank. We're actually looking at, perhaps it makes sense for us to acquire a digital banking license. So we will look at ways to do that as well. And we, as much as I want to say that, we out to take out people like PayPal, Square, or banks, that's not what we're about. We're about to help. We're about helping people, and we want to work with partners. We want to work with banks. We want to work with people like PayPal to increase the coverage in the region. Banks want to do exactly what we're doing right now. It's not that they don't want to do it. It's just economically they can't. Okay. And because they're so strapped out by regulation. And I work with some of the smartest people in the banking industry, and we love to collaborate with them. And we're also discussing, products like banking as a service, where they're going to be outsourced some of their banking services to us at the ground level. And their job is to take deposits and just give us the money and let us run with it. And it will eliminate a lot of inefficiency that they have in their operations right now. So we're looking at ways to collaborate and to partner up. We're not looking at ways to take people out, because at the end of the day, we want to help people. We want to give people choices.
Okay, and let me follow up on that, right? Because you've got a handful of things that you're working on. If you had to name one thing that you're most excited about, and that thus, shareholders would probably also want to be excited about, what would that one thing be? And I know that's a tough question with everything that you've got going
on. That's kind of like, what is so unique about VMNT, right? So at the end of the day, the takeaway here is that we want to be the investment conduit into the emerging markets of Southeast Asia for U.S.-based investors, because we're targeting the smaller investors. Not everybody. Sure, you can penetrate opportunities in Southeast Asia through like a VC fund or PE fund, but not everybody has $500,000 or $1 million sitting around and lock it up for 5-7 years. And at the same time, we're giving entrepreneurs and founders in the region access to U.S. capital market and also access to the investment community in the U.S. So in that sense, we're unique. And I actually looked around, and I actually haven't found any company that's kind of doing what we do, especially in the public space, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely an interesting story. And Tan, again, I love all the energy behind it. I love that you gave the shout out to the shareholders as well. I mean, the fandom is real. Again, I only have this one gift pulled up, but there were many that were sent to me and created. And again, I love that you appreciate them. I feel like we talk to a lot of companies, especially ones that have big retail support, and it's never addressed. So, Tan, awesome having you here with us. I appreciate you coming on to tell us the story, to tell us what to be excited about, get the word out, and a very cool mission as well.
Thank you so much, Luke. And I look forward to coming back on the show in the near future to update our shareholders and you guys more.
Absolutely. Keep us posted.
Thank you. Will do.
All right. Take care.